Hi, welcome back to Family and Fit, where we talk fitness and how to integrate it with busy lifestyle. So, heading off to work right now, but what are we going to talk about today? Today we're going to try to help you guys staying consistent in the gym, and this may be one of the most important topics. What I noticed is that one of the main things that makes you want to quit going to the gym is because you're not consistent, which it makes perfect sense because a lot of people will set a goal like, I'm going to go to the gym every day, and they're not able to accomplish this task. They're not able to make it to the gym every single day, and then they beat themselves up about it and make themselves just feel like crap because they're not able to stay consistent. They feel like they'll never be able to stay consistent, and so therefore they just kind of start giving up on things. And you don't want to be one of those people that just gives up. That was my biggest struggle. Is whenever I went into fitness, I was like, I got to make this thing my must. Like nothing else comes before it. Until I knew I built that consistency enough that I wouldn't quit. I wouldn't get that feeling down in the pit of my stomach of feeling like a failure and feeling like I can't do it and feeling like I might as well quit. Because like the first year of fitness, maybe even year and a half, like there's always that little thing in your stomach that says, you know, I might quit. I might not be able to stay consistent with this, and that's one of the hardest parts with staying consistent with going to the gym. So that's one of the hardest hurdles to get over and to be able to push through and just not allow yourself to give up due to being inconsistent and not letting that feeling getting into your stomach and just feeling like you just can't do it and you can't make it. Because trust me, you can do it. And that's what I just really want to talk about, is because I think people put too much pressure on themselves at first, and they're like want to jump right into it and go as hard as they can and maximum gains and this and that. So like at the beginning of this channel, you probably heard me saying a lot about maximum gains, because whenever I first started learning about fitness, I was like, how do I make this the most optimal thing possible? How do I gain the most muscle possible? And like I would just watch every fitness video there ever was. I would just read all kinds of stuff regarding fitness and how to make the maximum gains and what workouts worked out what muscles, and just like learning anything and everything I could about fitness, just so I was well equipped with what I needed to know to make maximum gains. And I started doing this before I even started working out, like 2-3 years before I even started working out, because I was going to college and I wasn't able to stay consistent. I actually quit working out because I wasn't able to stay consistent, and it was actually one of the best things I did, because what I noticed is I was creating this bad pattern of telling myself it was okay to quit. And I didn't want to have that mentality like it was ever okay to quit. So I just went ahead and gave up, and I was okay with that. I knew that it was like the right thing to do, because by giving up on working out, I didn't have that constant bad feeling in my stomach about just not being able to stay consistent, not make it to the gym, being too tired to go. There was a day where I worked 48 hours straight and didn't even get any sleep because I was working full-time and going to school. So through that period of time, I just educated myself on fitness. And that may be something that you have to do, and it's something that, you know, might not be a bad idea for you. I don't want to tell you to quit your fitness journey, but if you're feel like crap 24/7 and beat yourself up about going and working out, like that's gonna create a bad relationship between you and fitness, and that's not what you want to do. You don't want this thing to feel like work. Don't listen to all these people be like, oh, like some people say to me like, oh, that's all the progress you made in 2 years, and then I have other people like, oh my god, dude, you made great progress in the past 2 years. Well, that's because you have some people that are gym junkies and it's their job to be in the gym, and that's all they have to do is be at the gym. And you have other people like me and you where we work a 9 to 5, and you can't just make it to the gym all the time. You have kids, you have, you know, all kinds of obligations in life that don't allow you to make it into the gym. So if you absolutely have to, quit working out now and just educate yourself on fitness. Like that's the worst case scenario, but if you gotta do what you gotta do, you gotta do it. So for the second thing that I would do is I would start off with a less strenuous fitness program. I would not start off with a program that requires you to either be in the gym for 3 hours at a time, or I wouldn't start a program that requires you to be in the gym 5-6 days a week. I would start off with some type of program that's either a full body, and maybe you go like twice a week and you just hit full body, or maybe you do something like I did, where I would do a push-pull legs, and then I would rest, and then I would do push-pull legs and rest. And actually what I'm now doing, and for this exact reason, because I was having trouble staying consistent. I switched it to an upper lower. So now I can essentially have more rest days in between, and all I gotta do is I'll hit upper, lower, and then if I'm on top of things, I'll keep hitting upper, lower, upper, lower, upper, lower. But if not, I'm okay with letting myself have a two-day rest period. I'm able to go upper, lower, rest, rest. Or I can go upper, rest, lower, rest. But the thing is, those rest days, don't schedule the rest days. Like, make it to the gym that day if you can make it to the gym. Especially in your first 2 years of fitness, because you're still gonna make progress. The rest days, all that stuff that's like optimal or not, it's not gonna make such a significant difference that you're not gonna see results. You're still gonna see 90% of the results that you would have seen. Sure, you may not get that last little 10%, but it's extremely hard to get that last 10%. There's a philosophy and kind of like a law to nature, and that it's 80% of results are accomplished by 20% of the work, and the last 20% of the results are caused by by 80% of the work. So like, yeah, the last 20% of the results are caused by the last 80% of the work. So you gotta put a ton more work for a lot less results. So if you use that philosophy for fitness, and you just put in 20% of the effort, you're still gonna get 80% of the results. Now, I would suggest that you put in a little bit more than that and get closer to 90% of the results. But the main thing to accomplish here is to not get that feeling inside of your stomach where you just feel like crap. You feel horrible because you can't make it to the gym. Like I said, you want to make this a friendly thing. You want to make fitness something that you want to do. You don't want to do something that you're going to have to do for the rest of your life and hate it. You want to enjoy this process. You want to love this process. And you can't do that if you're going to hate fitness because it's making you sick to your stomach and because you can't stay consistent. So here lately, I've kind of been contemplating going back to my push-pull legs, because I feel like with where I'm at in life, I can actually handle it, and I'll be able to stay consistent with everything. And there's issues with doing each way a different way. So like, as you progress further, you're going to have to put in more volume and more work. One thing that I noticed was doing like an upper lower is like a lot of times when I'm doing my upper, sometimes either my chest or my back doesn't get targeted as much. Now I generally try to superset and just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth to save time. But sometimes I feel like because of like cardiovascular exhaustion, you're not able to put as much intensity into each set. Therefore, you're losing out on some of the gains from that. So I have a third tip for you guys, and it's actually a tip that I followed myself as well. And this is gonna probably be very controversial. There's probably gonna be a lot of people that are gonna try to hate on this tip, but I don't care if they like it or not, because this tip worked for me, and it's all about what works for you. Don't worry about what anybody else has to say about what works for you. My first year of fitness was push-pull legs and then rest. But the caveat about it was I did not do legs. I did not do legs. So I essentially had push, pull, rest, rest. And it's the same thing with doing the upper lower. But the main difference was I was able to get tons of volume on my push and my pull, because I had days completely dedicated to it instead of trying to push them both into one day. And I made significant results. A lot of people try to say, oh, well, your legs won't, or your upper body won't grow if your legs ain't growing too. That's completely BS. I've accomplished a great physique, and like I'm almost to a physique where I'm like satisfied with where I'm at and actually feel comfortable with my body. And you know, some people at their highest levels of fitness never really get comfortable with their body. So for me to feel as good as where I feel at, and have hardly done any legs whatsoever, I'm not ashamed of that at all. I'm actually very glad that I did it. It was a very good tactic that I had that helped me move along, helped me get through my fitness journey, because trying to add in another muscle group was just that much more difficult. I didn't get any gratification from doing my legs. I still don't really get any gratification from doing my legs. I do legs now, but if some body group is gonna fall off, it's gonna be my legs. If I'm get 3 days behind in the gym, legs are gonna fall off for me. And maybe that's something you gotta do for yourself. Maybe you care about your legs. Like, so say for example, for a woman, like if I was a woman, to be honest, I would do legs and I wouldn't do any upper body. Like, that's just how I would go about it, because for a woman, legs are more important. It's better for me, at least, and I think most males would agree with it, and really most females, that a girl would rather have nice legs, nice booty, than worry about their arms look. And that's just a very, very common thing. So just find a muscle group that you don't care as much about, and just don't do that one. Now for males, I would definitely do your upper. For females, I would do your lower. And just because I think that those two, for the sexes, I think those two matter the most for one another, as far as having a good looking physique. Now I'm not saying if you're a male that it's not better for you to do legs. Like, you might be a runner, or you might do something where you actually use your legs pretty frequently, or you just want bigger legs. But for me as a male, I want my upper body physique to look good and have that jacked upper body look. I'm starting to get disproportionate where my legs are a lot smaller than like my upper body, but I still would rather have that, because like when I'm wearing pants, if I'm out, swimming, most people can't tell because I'm wearing basketball shorts. Like, the only time you're gonna be able to tell is like if you're like just absolutely naked. I still don't regret it, like I said, and it's a great tip. Hopefully y'all found these tips very, very helpful. Let me know what you think. If you have any tips, make sure to put them down in the comments below. Same stuff goes with diet. Don't beat yourself up so much about diet. Make the small changes. Like the first change that I tell people to make is cut liquid calories out. And if you are going to consume liquid calories, make them a protein shake, and make sure the macronutrients on them are great. Just overall, keep things simple. Implement things in slowly. That way it's not overwhelming. That way you're able to stay consistent, and you can make this fitness journey part of your lifestyle for the rest of your life. Y'all have a good one. Make sure to hit that subular button if you like this type of content and want to see more of it. Hit that notification bell, because we'll be posting every Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I'll catch y'all in the next one.